It's opening weekend at Six Flags Over Georgia, so let's see what's new for the 2025 season. It is opening weekend here at Six Flags Over Georgia. There's some new stuff to look at, some old favorites. We're gonna try to bring everyone along as much as possible, and we're gonna take a look at everything that's new this weekend. I've heard some good things, so I'm hopeful this is gonna be a good weekend and a good opening weekend experience here. Twisted Cyclone's already running. Good sign. Y'all, I am not used to this blue and gray paint on Goliath quite yet. It looks good, but it's just an adjustment. I'm just not used to it. Something I haven't heard a lot of people talk about is how they reconfigured the front entrance. So you used to do your security and tickets here, but now they've knocked down the old ticket booths since those weren't really being used anymore. And you actually do security here and then come through the side over there to enter the park. And now you just exit through the front there. It works really well though. Looks like they're letting people in the park a little early to kind of queue up and get ready for things. I think Twisted Cyclone's open. They've got the Looney Tune characters out here, which makes me happy, because I've been wanting to see them more. So that's great. I cannot emphasize how much better this looks than what it used to look like. They've like redone this, and now it blends in with the area so much better. This brand new building. So it looks like they are opening Scorcher and Twisted Cyclone a little earlier before the park officially opens. Normally I'd go take a ride on my favorite ride here, Georgia Scorcher, but I'm actually gonna wait for them to open up the rest of the park today because we're gonna do something different first. Normally, if you come to the park and you get here at opening, you can do Scorcher and Cyclone a little early, and I'd recommend coming to Daredevil Dive once the park officially opens, because that's going to get probably the longest lines in the park because of its low capacity, but not heading there right now. Today, we're heading to the park's new for 2025 roller coaster, Georgia Gold Rusher. It was supposed to open last year as Georgia Surfer, and it's got rethemed and delayed, and it's opening this weekend. And season pass holders get exclusive ride time for the first few hours of this morning. So we're gonna take advantage of it and see if it's good, see what's bad about it, if there's anything, hopefully not. And yeah, just kind of take a ride. Okay, so just got off of Georgia Gold Rusher. Sorry if you can't hear me because of the music, but I like that they're not playing like pop music. They're playing like actual thematic music. It's really fun. It is short and it doesn't really spin right now. So I know that's something the park has said they're working on, is maybe making it spin a bit. But the launches are actually kind of more forceful than I was thinking. It's really fun, lots of airtime, especially going over that hill in the middle. It's really fun. Does it satisfy the craving for the launch coaster at Over Georgia that I wanted? Not fully. I still kind of want something that's longer and has a little more oomph, but this is really fun. It's a good addition. I love the way it's themed. People are really liking it so far. Like, it's fun. Yeah, so I'm interested what it'll be like once it spins more. But yeah, it was really fun. And I just want to remind everybody that this is a new ride, and it's the first kind of its ride in the world. So be patient, because it may go down as they're figuring some things out. We waited about 10 minutes in line before it officially opened, so just be patient with everybody. They're doing as much as they can. And I will say that one of the big critiques I have is this line is not covered. And this is going to get a long line because it's a new ride and it has a low capacity. And I just really wish that they would cover it, because if you haven't been to Georgia before, it gets pretty hot here in the summer. And lately, some of the rides that they've been putting in here at this park are not getting shaded queues, and that's kind of confusing to me. So that is like the biggest critique I have right now, is that it's not covered and it should be shaded. I will say that I love that they spruced this area up. So now like this waterfall is running, and it runs all the way down here. There's a nice water feature that runs the whole way down. It goes this way towards the ride. So I like that they took this opportunity that they're putting in a new ride to sort of spruce the area up, because if you've been here the last few years, you know it needed it. Also, I'll say that the water feature wasn't working when I rode it, so I didn't really get to experience it, but you don't get wet on this, I don't believe, and it also doesn't spray where people watching get wet, so I don't 100% understand the purpose of it. I mean, it looks nice when it's running, but it's not going to like replace sort of the effect that you got when you were riding Splash Waterfalls that used to be here, where you could watch and get wet or ride the ride and get wet. It's just a visual feature, so you're not going to get wet riding or watching this. So that's just sort of something to keep in mind if you were expecting that. All right, so I'm over here. I think I'm gonna go do Superman, because I'm actually in the back of the park this early, which is not super common. And that tends to get a pretty long line just because it takes a long time to load because you lay down and you fly. Hello, hi, yes, I have a camera. So yeah, I'm going to go do Superman, I think, right now. Hopefully it's open, fingers crossed. I just got off Superman. I walked onto the front row and I rode next to a couple, and the girlfriend was not thrilled with her boyfriend for making her ride that. I think I'm gonna do Scream Machine because I'm here. Hopefully it's still riding as well as it did last year. Fingers crossed. No extreme stopping, so that's good. Also, the park has announced that they are removing their Sky Coaster ride. It's still here currently, but they have announced that they are removing it. I wonder if they're going to put anything else here. It's very picturesque. All right, so Scream Machine was actually running pretty well still. I rode second to last row. Not as much air time as the first year they retracked it, but it was also not super bumpy, so I'll take that as a win. Yeah, it was fun. Definitely re-rideable. Still a wooden coaster, so don't expect glass smooth, but it was not too bad. As a lover of moonshine, particularly Old Smoky moonshine, I will get a drink here someday, but today is not that day. Blue Hawk was closed. I think it's going to open later this spring with some fixing up. So I'm going to go grab a bite to eat somewhere that is all fixed up for this year, and I'm excited to try it. Alright, trying the new chicken tenders here at DJ's, because they do definitely look different. Like, they're like breaded a little differently, so let's see. They're pretty good. I mean, I'm basic, so I've kind of always liked Six Flags chicken tenders, but these are definitely different. The breading's a little crispier. I feel like they may have a little more flavor. Yeah, definitely an upgrade. Okay, now I'm gonna try this mac and cheese, which first of all, I like that it's a creamy mac and cheese. That's kind of just like my preferred mac and cheese. Looks like there's some like spices on it, which is good. It's actually pretty good. Like, for theme park mac and cheese, definitely got like a little bit of spice on it. Ooh. Got a little bit of spice on it. Creamy, flavorful. And this is all covered on the meal plan if you have it, so it's pretty good. All right, had a good lunch. Love this LED series they have back here for the stage now. That's really nice. But gonna walk over because I just had lunch at DJ's Diner, which has been refreshed a little bit, revamped with the food and the indoor seating area. I will say I miss the black and white tile floor, but that's just because I kind of like that aesthetic. And I do think they could use some artwork in there because it is a little bland looking in there right now, but the colors look really nice, the new furniture looks really nice. So it's definitely an improvement, and I would definitely go back there to eat again, which is not something I could say before. I kind of want to go in and check out the new gift shop that they've redone for this area. Kind of excited. can see the gift shop. Man, they are blasting music over here, but at least it fits the area. The new gift shop is pretty similar, but they kind of rethemed it to like a car shop to go along with the area a little better, so that it definitely looks better, but it's basically the same stuff. And then they're going to be retheming this place, I think, to be sort of like a firehouse barbecue kind of area, so it's not open yet, but I'm excited for that because, again, it's a refresh of this whole little area over here, and it looks pretty good, along with DJs over here, and then the color on Goliath. So area's looking pretty good. So gonna let the food digest a little bit before I hit up any bigger rides. So I think we're gonna go see some friends. We're gonna take a ride on Monster Mansion. This is the park's pride and joy. I believe it opened with the park about 50 years ago, and they have been refreshing it the last few years, and it's looked really good. I heard they redid some things in here for this year, so that's really exciting. Also, they have the characters out front every once in a while, and I just got to meet them for the first time. And you can bet that I definitely took advantage because look how cute they are. This ride is like part family boat ride. The whole thing's a family boat ride, but halfway through it kind of becomes like, goes from being like a 70s themed-esque type of ride to a 70s fever dream. So it's very interesting, but this park is really proud of it, as they should be. It's very unique. They started selling merch, they have characters now for it, so I'm really happy to see that they're investing in it and keeping it up, and also sort of taking advantage of the fact that so many people love it. Okay, Monster Mansion's having some difficulties. A boat is stuck on like the little conveyor belt thing they have in the station. So we'll try to come back to it later, but it's been broken down for a bit, so we're gonna do Georgia Gold Rusher again since we're right here, and then see what we do next. Just had another ride on Georgia Gold Rusher, and I ended up sitting where I was like facing forward and then completely backwards, so I could see the track disappear, and then I went backwards over the hill and got airtime. Listen, once they get the spinning stuff adjusted and you're spinning on that, it's gonna be really wild. It's already so much fun, and it's only gonna get better once they adjust that. I also heard a woman who rode with her kids and family as she was coming off be like, that was nothing like Tron. Tron was so much better than that. And like, ma'am, like, look. Like, of course that's nothing like Tron. Like, know your material? I'll also say this time I waited about 20 minutes, and it was about like maybe a quarter to a third of the way down the queue. And again, was just standing in the sun. So really hope they get some shade. Look at that sun. Really hoping they just get a way to put some shade in that line, because it's gonna be brutal in the summer, so really hopeful. Something else that confuses me is the Scream Punk District sign is still here, because I thought that this area, including Pandemonium back there, was supposed to be Scream Punk, which included like Thunder River and this stuff back here. But back here is where Georgia Gold Rusher is. And they're saying it's part of Lick Skillet. But the sign for Scream Punk is right here. So is this Scream Punk and then it becomes Lick Skillet again? I'm very confused about the theming. The go-karts are officially gone. I am not sad about this. They're an upcharge attraction, so I don't think they're really gonna be that missed. I say they knock this all down and sort of expand into this parking lot, because back there, that parking lot doesn't really get used that much. All I'm saying, multi-launch like Copperhead Strike, an expansion. They've definitely got the room for it here. Refresh station here, that's always good to see. Just saw Lola Bunny, who's not always here, so that's exciting. Monster Mansion is still closed and having some difficulties. So we're gonna go do Twisted Cyclone, but the park has also announced that they're repainting Acrophobia. It's gonna be like a white and red sort of checker pattern, which is kind of cool. It's sort of like aviation themed, which is sort of a nod to the old plane ride that used to be here. So good to see this ride getting a refresh. It'll hopefully be open this spring, or maybe sooner. Twisted Cyclone is the park's RMC, made using the wooden structure of the old Georgia Cyclone coaster, with steel track on top, about 100 feet high, goes about 50 miles per hour, upside down 3 times, super smooth, lots of air time. It's a really great ride. Definitely want to check out whenever you visit here. It's one of the park's best rides, if not the best. Okay, so these TVs have been like this for years, where like this one cuts out, that one doesn't work at all. It's one of my biggest pet peeves, but at this point I'm just convinced it's part of the theming. Like your cable's going out during the storm or something. It's so annoying. And here's your park map for anyone interested. Georgia Scorcher is the park's B&M stand-up coaster. Built in 1999, it was the last original stand-up coaster the company built until Pipeline a few years ago, but it does use the old 4-cross seating. It's probably my favorite ride in the park. It's just a great combination of intense, but not too intense, not too long, not too uncomfortable, fun. It's such a great ride. So for those of you that have never seen a stand-up coaster, you definitely stand up. You straddle a bicycle seat and go upside down twice on this bad boy. So when they say stand up, they mean it. Okay, just got off Georgia Scorcher. It was a little bumpy today. There was a little bit of this action going on. Nothing like too bad by any means, but definitely more noticeable than usual because it's usually really smooth. But I think they were working on the trains in the off season and still are. I feel like I might remember that. They were only running one train today anyway, but so things are moving a little slowly because also for some reason people don't understand how to like stand on that ride, so it always loads slowly. So it was a bit of a wait because it was running one train. And I think we'll try Goliath next. Let's see what Goliath is like with its new paint job. Alright, change of plans. Goliath just went down, so we're gonna go do Batman instead. It may be here right now, but the park has confirmed that Kid Flash Cosmic Coaster is getting removed after, I think, less than 2 years here. Which is kind of a shame because it was a fun little ride. And here's its uncovered queue. But kind of sad that it's going away. Insert Michael Jackson Gone Too Soon. Gone too soon. Batman is the park's, you guessed it, Batman style inverted coaster from B&M, put here in 1997, actually because of a lawsuit against Time Warner by the investors that own the land this park sits on. So if you want to hear more about that, let me know in the comments. But this ride's really fun. I love it. It's probably the best B&M coaster, or B&M clone that's a Batman coaster. And apparently they've updated some of the special effects in the queue in the station, so I'm really excited to see those. Okay, yeah, Batman was awesome. It's a great ride, but like the effects in the station were working. There was mist when the floors went down. There were people coming back from the brake run, mist would go off, lights were flashing, so that was awesome. I love that they're investing in that ride and bringing it back to its former glory, because it's still really popular here, so we love to see that. Okay, so I was gonna try to do Mind Vendor, but line's a little longer than I would want to wait for that, because I am leaving in about an hour and there's a few things that I'd like to do. So I'm gonna try Goliath and Monster Mansion again, because those two rides went down and I really want to do them before I leave, so we're gonna head there instead. All right, so that concludes my day here at Six Flags Over Georgia. Honestly, I was pretty impressed. Like, this is probably the best the park has looked since I've lived here. The employees were all really friendly. People were smiling. People were saying, have a great day. They were helpful. Stuff did go down at the end of the day, but I think that's mainly because of the wind. It got pretty windy, so a lot of coasters and rides went down, so I didn't get my ride on Goliath or Haunted Mansion, but I'll just do that next time I'm here. I've been pretty harsh on this park, and I think a lot of other people have too, and honestly, like, rightfully so. It has a great collection of rides. I think the park is in a nice setting, but I've said the things holding this park back are its food and operations. And today, it seems like they're like in the process of fixing that and making the park look nicer. I kind of feel like if they continue on that path, this is going to be a really great park. The new Six Flags, it's merged with Cedar Fair, did say they really want to invest in this park. They see a lot of potential because it's in Atlanta, which makes a lot of sense. This area is really growing. So I just hope that a lot of the things we saw today, like the good food, the nice employees, the good operations, the effects on Batman, I hope all of that continues throughout the season and wasn't just for this weekend. That's kind of my main hope, is that this wasn't just like something that's just going to be gone by the summer. So thanks for coming along with me. This is the first vlog like this I've done. Let me know if you like them. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, do all the YouTube stuff so people see this video. I'll leave you with this shot of Goliath and its new color scheme, which I'm still getting used to. And let me know if there's anything else you all want to see from me. Till then, have a great day. Literally, as I was leaving the park, I just walked out of the park gate. And it's testing. Why? Why? Why me?